Good afternoon and welcome to One Montserrat Radio's daily news report of top trending stories in Montserrat. I am your announcer, Karen Allen Martin. In the headlines today, Friday, the 20th of December, 2024, Montserrat on alert as intense seismic activity shakes volcano. Montserrat's police warn bar owners to comply with liquor and noise regulations during festive season. Montserrat joins British overseas territories in strengthening asylum management. ECCB governor highlights financial inclusions and small business support initiatives. And UK outlines 5 guiding principles for relationship with overseas territories. The island of Montserrat is once again on high alert after a concerning seismic event at the Soufriere Hills volcano on Thursday, December 19th. According to the Montserrat Volcano Observatory, the incident began around 10:20 a.m. and lasted for approximately 90 minutes, during which a total of 93 volcano tectonic earthquakes were recorded. The two strongest quakes registered magnitudes of 3.3 and occurred at depths of 2 to 3 kilometers beneath the volcanic dome, similar to the majority of volcano-tectonic events observed during the current pause in volcanic activity. MVO Director Graham Ryan stated that this swarm was likely the most intense seen since the pause began on February 11th, 2010, surpassing even the March 23rd, 2012 event, which had 54 volcanic tectonic earthquakes accompanied by ash venting. Fortunately, Thursday's incident did not result in any ash emissions or changes to the volcanic fumarole and rockfall activity. Nevertheless, in response to the increased seismic threat, the MVO recommended that authorities temporarily suspend access to the dangerous Zone 5 around the volcano. By 12:40 p.m., the activity had subsided to background levels and access to the zone was soon restored. While the swarm was described as notable by Director Ryan, he emphasized that there are currently no immediate signs of a major eruption. However, Ryan stressed the importance of continued vigilance and adherence to established safety protocols among Monstration's residents and visitors. The implications of this seismic event are significant for those people of Montserrat. Those living on the island face the ongoing threat of a potential volcanic disaster, requiring heightened preparedness and the ability to quickly respond to MVO's warnings. Residents in the northern, safer areas of the island may experience disruptions to their daily lives and economic activities when access to Zone 5 is restricted. Monstrations living abroad, many of whom fled the island during the devastating eruptions of the 1990s, will likely watch the situation with concern, remembering the trauma of past events and the challenges of rebuilding lives away from their homeland. For these members of the Monstration diaspora, the recent seismic activity may reignite discussions about the long term viability of returning to the island, weighing the benefits of reconnecting with their roots against the persistent volcanic risk. Overall, the latest seismic episode at the Soufriere Hills volcano serves as a stark reminder of the precarious balance Montserrat must maintain between economic development, tourism, and volcanic hazard mitigation. As the island continues to navigate this delicate equilibrium, the resilience and adaptability of its people will be tested, both for those residing on Montserrat and those living abroad. As the festive season approaches, the Royal Montserrat Police Service is issuing a stern warning to bar owners on the island to ensure they are operating in full compliance with the law. In a radio interview on ZJB Radio, Inspector Matanaya Antoine, who is responsible for crime and operations within the Royal Montserrat Police Service, emphasized the importance of bar owners having their liquor license up to date. He cautioned that any individuals or establishments caught selling alcohol without a valid license will face serious consequences, including the seizure of their products and potential court proceedings. Persons with their bars, ensure that your liquor license is up to date, Inspector Antoine stressed. If you, as an individual, have an activity during the Christmas season, ensure that you apply for your liquor license to sell. Because if we catch you selling without, we will seize your products and we will take you before the court. In addition to the liquor license requirements, the inspector also addressed the issue of noise pollution, urging bar owners to be mindful of their neighbors, especially the elderly, babies, and children. He stated that the Royal Montserrat Police Service has taken a much harder stance on noise violations, warning that if music volume is not turned down after midnight, the establishment will be shut down. We know that in the festive season, we have to go to the parties, but we have to be cognizant of our neighbors, Inspector Antoine said. When it comes to midnight, turn down the volume of your music. We will shut you down. We have changed our stance in relations to noise pollution. And if the police ask you to turn it down, don't turn it down when the police are there and 5 minutes later, turn it back up. We will shut you down. These warnings have significant implications for the residents of Montserrat, both those living on the island and those in the Monstratian diaspora. For islanders, the strict enforcement of liquor and noise regulations during the festive season may disrupt traditional celebrations and gatherings, potentially causing inconvenience and resentment among business owners and partygoers. However, the Royal Montserrat Police Service's stance also highlights the need to balance individual enjoyment with the rights of the broader community to peace and tranquility. This delicate equilibrium is crucial in a small island nation like Montserrat, where a sense of shared responsibility and respect for one's neighbors is paramount. For monstrations living abroad, these updates may serve as a reminder of the ongoing challenges faced by their homeland, particularly the need to navigate complex social and regulatory environments. While they may not directly experience the impacts of the Royal Montserrat Police Service's crackdown, the news may evoke memories of past disruptions and the ongoing struggle to maintain a vibrant cultural identity on the island. Overall, the Royal Montserrat Police Service's warning to bar owners underscore the importance of responsible and lawful behavior during the festive season, even as a Montserrat, even as Montserrat strives to balance economic opportunities, community cohesion, and public safety. As the island continues to navigate these issues, the resilience and adaptability of its people, both on the island and in the diaspora, will be crucial in ensuring a harmonious and prosperous holiday season for all. In a move to address current and future challenges related to asylum seekers, the island of Montserrat has joined representatives from several other British overseas territories in the launch of a new regional initiative. The event, held in the UK from December 3rd to 4th, brought together officials from Anguilla, Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, Montserrat, the Turks and Caicos Islands, St. Helena, and the Falkland Islands. Organized by the UK's Home Office, the gathering marked the first step towards the creation of the British Overseas Territories Asylum Network. The 2 day meeting focused on fostering collaboration among the participating territories, with various UK government departments providing presentations on asylum and immigration issues. Participants were also given an outline for delivering future training to nominees from member countries, which is expected to commence in February 2025. Montserrat's representative at the event, Chief Immigration Officer Charles Thompson emphasized the importance of the subject matter to the island. The prediction was that there was a high possibility of member states experiencing an increase in asylum seekers who must be dealt with on the conditions set out in conventions and their respective legislation to support human rights, he told ZGB News. The implications of this initiative are significant for those living on the island and the Monstratian diaspora abroad. For islanders, the creation of the British Overseas Territories Asylum Network represents a proactive step in addressing a potentially growing challenge. By collaborating with other British overseas territories, Montserrat can leverage shared experience, expertise, and resources to develop more effective and humane asylum management systems. This could translate into improved processing times, better support for asylum seekers, and more streamlined integration processes, all of which could benefit the local community. However, there may also be concerns among Monstratians about the potential burden on the island's limited resources and infrastructure. Dealing with an influx of asylum seekers could strain public services, housing availability, and social cohesion, potentially creating tensions within the local population. For Monstratians living abroad, the news of this initiative may evoke mixed emotions. On one hand, they may take pride in their homeland's proactive approach to a global challenge. On the other, they may worry about the impact on their island's stability and the implications for their potential return or connections to Montserrat. Additionally, the information provided lacked details on the specific challenges and inadequacies that the British Overseas Territories aim to address through this network. Without a clearer understanding of the underlying issues, it is difficult to assess the long term effectiveness and potential pitfalls of the initiative. As Montserrat and its fellow British Overseas Territories embark on this collaborative journey, they will need to strike a delicate balance between ensuring the fair and humane treatment of asylum seekers while also safeguarding the well being and security of their local communities. The success of the endeavor will depend on the territory's ability to anticipate and mitigate any potential conflicts or shortcomings that may arise during the implementation process. In his address at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank 2024 Staff Gala and Awards, Governor Timothy N.J. Antwine expressed satisfaction with the bank's successes over the past year and the positive impact on the people of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, or ECCU. Antwine highlighted three crucial initiatives that have fostered financial inclusion and supported local economies. Firstly, the ECCB has provided guidance to member banks to simplify the account opening process, including the requirement of only one form of identification and the establishment of low risk accounts. This is expected to make it easier for people, startups, and young graduates to engage with the financial system. Secondly, the governor announced the long awaited establishment of the ECCU Credit Bureau, which has now been launched in Antigua and Barbuda, with legislation passed in all 8 ECCU countries. The Credit Bureau will benefit not only banks, but also credit unions and other credit information providers. Thirdly, Antwine highlighted the progress that is made by the Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee Corporation, which has provided more than 130 guarantees totaling over $15 million during the pandemic to help small businesses access credit. While the program's takeoff has been a bit slow, it is now starting to gain momentum as part of the ECCB's efforts to support small business growth. The implications of these initiatives are significant for the residents of Montserrat, both on the island and in the Monstratian diaspora. For those living on the island, the improvements in financial inclusion and small business support could lead to greater economic opportunities and a more vibrant local economy. Islanders may benefit from easier access to banking services, which could facilitate entrepreneurship, personal finance management, and overall financial security. The establishment of the Credit Bureau, in particular, could improve access to credit for small businesses and individuals, enabling them to invest in their futures and contribute to the island's development. However, the implementation of these initiatives may also present challenges. Ensuring that the benefits reach all segments of the menstruation population, including the most vulnerable, will require careful planning and execution. Additionally, the island's limited resources and infrastructure may pose constraints in fully capitalizing on the ECCB's efforts. For monstrations living abroad, the news of these financial initiatives may reinforce the sense of progress and stability in their homeland. It could potentially encourage members of the diaspora to consider investing or even returning to Montserrat, leveraging the improved financial ecosystem to contribute to the island's economic growth. At the same time, the information provided in these details lack specific details on challenges and inadequacies that the ECCB aims to address through these initiatives. Without a clearer understanding of the underlying issues, it is difficult to assess the long term effectiveness and potential pitfalls of the bank's efforts. As the ECCB continues to pursue its wealth creation agenda and transform local savers into investors, the success of these initiatives will depend on their ability to strike a balance between providing equitable access to financial services and fostering sustainable economic development in Montserrat and the wider ECCU region. The United Kingdom has set out a new framework of five key principles to guide its relationship with the overseas territories, including Montserrat. The announcement was made by the Minister for Overseas Territories, Stephen Doughty, following the recent Joint Ministerial Council meeting in November. The first principle emphasizes the evolution and democratic autonomy of the British overseas territories, ensuring consistency in the principles of partnership and engagement between the UK and its territories. This reflects a commitment to respecting the unique circumstances and aspirations of each overseas territory. Secondly, the UK government has pledged to follow the principle of nothing about you without you, promising to listen to the voices and priorities of the overseas territories in policy decisions that affect them. This principle of inclusion dialogue is seen as crucial for fostering a genuine partnership. The third principle focuses on mutual respect and inclusion, mandating that all UK government departments engage with the overseas territories in a spirit of partnership. This aims to create a more cohesive and coordinated approach to supporting the territories. Additionally, the UK has recognized that rights come with responsibilities, emphasizing the importance of upholding common values, good governance, and proper democratic accountability and regulation. This principle seeks to ensure the overseas territories maintain high standards of transparency and integrity. Lastly, the UK has committed to defending the security, autonomy, and rights of the overseas territories, including their right to self determination. This principle underscores the United Kingdom's responsibility to safeguard the territorial integrity and self governing status of its overseas territories. The implications of these guiding principles are significant for the residents of Montserrat, both on the island and in the Monstratian diaspora. For those living on the island, the emphasis on democratic autonomy and inclusive engagement could lead to greater local control over decision making and the ability to shape the island's future in accordance with their unique needs and aspirations. The principle of mutual respect and inclusion may also foster a stronger sense of partnership between Montserrat and the United Kingdom, potentially leading to more tailored support and resources that address the island's specific challenges. This could include improved access to funding, technical expertise, and international cooperation, all of which could benefit Montserrat's economic and social development. However, the successful implementation of these principles may also face challenges. Ensuring that the United Kingdom government's departments consistently uphold the tenets of partnership and inclusion could prove difficult, given the potential for bureaucratic inertia or competing priorities. Moreover, the delicate balance between rights and responsibilities may require careful and responsible negotiation to avoid potential conflicts or misunderstandings. For Monstratians living abroad, these guiding principles may provide a sense of reassurance that the UK is committed to respecting the self determination and security of their homeland. This could encourage members of the diaspora to maintain stronger connections with Montserrat and potentially consider opportunities for investment, tourism, or even repatriation. However, the information provided in this report lacks details on the specific mechanisms or processes that will be implemented to ensure the effective translation of these principles into tangible outcomes for the overseas territories. Without a clear roadmap for implementation and accountability measures, the long term impact of these principles on the lives of Monstratians, both on the island and in the diaspora, remains uncertain. As the United Kingdom and Montserrat navigate this new era of their relationship, the success of these guiding principles will depend on the ability of both parties to work collaboratively, address any inadequacies or conflicts, and ultimately deliver meaningful and sustainable benefits to the people of Montserrat. This concludes One Montserrat Radio's daily news broadcast. Remember to join us on weekdays at 2 p.m. I am Karen Allen Martin. Thank you for watching.